I probably copied and paste. What I do sometimes is copy my last notice,
Yeah,
a live call, and then I change the date to the current date. But I must not have noticed that.
we figured it was an accident.
Oh shit! I'm sorry about that. Hold on one second. Let me just go and look.
I thought I was losing my mind.
Oh, 11 a.m. Geez, I didn't even see that. I'm sorry, guys.
I got
And I
in
think a
this.
lot of us missed last week's or start came in the middle because we got that message. And then this week we were on our toes ready for it.
Oh my God. I just shared it and went about my business. Didn't even look the details. I just assumed it's always at 12. I mean, I only changed it to 11 once in like a year.
Yeah,
Man.
you
That's
got me
okay.
last week because I didn't look, and I was just
That's
Yeah,
okay.
assuming
right.
We
because
didn't
you're
miss it, anything this week.
Sorry, guys. I
yeah, no
apologize.
worries, no worries, it happens.
That's all right. You owe us an
So
hour
you've been
now.
here a whole hour already.
Well, I mean, I'm still looking at my charts and I'm in a trade and I'm watching it go anyway, so it's not like I wasn't going to be on the computer anyway.
Okay, my bad. I wish I didn't even notice if anybody asked in the chat. So I normally don't look until the call starts. I figure whatever we're gonna go over, we're gonna go over on the call anyway. So might as well just wait for the call. Let me share my screen since you guys have been waiting long enough. We'll just get into it.
Yeah, we were just watching the market makers make their hunt.
Yeah, not much going on really, guys. There is some up and down. This is Bitcoin. We hit this all-time high right here. Oops, hold on one second. Let me get rid of this stuff up here.
Hey, Nico, it says 12 a.m. now in the announcements. That's midnight. You want to change that to 12 p.m.
Oh, jeez.
That would cause problems. I already know. People on the other side of the world would be so happy. We got a few of them.
Yeah, all I did was change the 11 to 12 and didn't even look at the AM now. My brain's not working. I already had 3 cups of coffee. My bad, my bad, my bad. 12 p.m. trade chat and announcements and signal channel 12 a.m. Man, jeez. All right, guys, one more second here. Boom. I'm just gonna put noon. All right, we're back. Uh, 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 uh. Yeah, so since we hit this all-time high right here at 126, we've been consolidating down and looking very similar to a recent. Let me just go back and show you. It'd be better on USDT I mean a US Bitcoin margin here. Let me go back to this chart here and show you what I mean. If we go back to here, we hit 120, I mean 108,000 right here, and then we came down and then we came up and hit 109 right here. This was back in December of 2024. Not that, I mean, it really, it seems like it's almost a year ago already, where we came down and then came up and hit 109, and then we fell into a falling wedge. This was the big dipperoo here, and it looked like this. All right, so we have this falling wedge situation here after a big pump to the upside. We make a new all-time high. We double top a little higher at 109, and then we consolidate from January 19th all the way down to April 7th before breaking out to a new all-time high. And then we come up and hit 112 right here, which is a little higher than 109. And then we consolidate again from May 22nd all the way to July 7th. So 2 months there before breaking out to a new all-time high. But here we hit 123. We come down, we come up and hit 124. We consolidate, and technically we did consolidate down to this bottom part. We create this little W pattern. We break out. We've already we already reached the W breakout. We already got that high, so that might not go any higher right now. And when we break a new all-time high here and we start consolidating again. So these little incremental new all-time highs are kind of getting annoying, because normally when we break an all-time high, we do have a much bigger run up. Like from here, when we broke 73K, which was the previous all-time high from the previous bull market, we had a nice big pump all the way up to 108. And then when we broke out of this wedge, we went right up to 108, 109, and just went a little bit more, 112. And then we consolidate. We break out of that, we get all the way up to 123. This was a nice run up here. And then when we break that, we just get up to 104, $1,000 more. And then we come all the way down and we break that, and we just get $1,000, $1,500 more, 106. I'm 126. So these little incremental new all-time highs are annoying, but it's possible we could be in another falling wedge. So if we look at this falling wedge here, and we haven't, and we're still in the main overall upward trending channel, which technically, guys, is bearish, this whole thing, even though it's going up, which is bullish, right? But whenever you have a rising, narrowing wedge like this, they tend to break to the downside eventually once they break out. So let me go to the help desk and show you. I'm just going to go to, this is a resource center up here at the help desk, go up to the pin messages, and then you come down to charts, candle pattern, cheat sheet. If I show you, like right here, this is kind of what we're looking at, a bearish rising wedge right here. And if I go back over there, it's rising. The overall, this is a big structure right here. We've had lots of ups and downs in between, but this is going back quite a ways. It is getting narrowing. It is rising. It is a wedge. And it's not bearish yet. It would, once it breaks this upward trending support, then it becomes bearish. But let me get rid of that line right here, and let's just zoom in to the lower time frame so we can see that we might have currently a nice falling wedge. And I would take this to right about there and bring this down to about there. How far could this go, you know, before it finally breaks out? I mean, as long as it stays inside these lines, it's bouncing. Like right now, it came right down to this and stopped. You can see it wicked down a little further and came up. We might have some green candle forming here, which might bring it back up. But what I would wait to see is a breakout of this wedge. So the reason why no signals over the last few days is because we're in this weird little area right now. And, you know, we hit an all-time high. We're consolidating. We made money on this pump up, and then, you know, it's not smart to short this right now because we are in a bull market and we are testing new all-time highs. Even though we're at 119 again, we're back down below the 120 range. This was resistance. And then it became support right here. This yellow line I have is at 121, and we wicked through it and came back above it. We hit this downward trending resistance one more time and then fell below it. So what are we waiting for here? We're waiting to see, are we going to retest that, hit it, and stay in this for a bit before breaking out? This would be the best entry, depending on where it does it. It doesn't matter where. If it does it here, it still would need to get back above this. So now we got to get back above 121. But let me just explain to you why this that may not happen right now anytime soon. We could actually come all the way back down to the bottom. It's just so happens that that's where that comes to, the apex comes to a point right there. Totally possible. We didn't make it to the top of this channel on that breakout, even though we hit a new all-time high. Here was 123. Here was 124.5. The previous high, all-time highs. We just got barely above it. right here. And we just continue to have these little incremental new all-time highs, which is a little strange. But this right here, guys, this is kind of important because this 120, 121 right here, if we take this all the way over, you'll notice that even though we broke it here, we didn't hold above it. We hit resistance, resistance. We broke it, but didn't hold above it. We broke it and still didn't hold above it. So this is the major resistance line. And then we come over here, we hit it as resistance. Boom. We broke above it. We made a couple new highs, high, higher, high, higher, high. But then we made a lower high and we came down to retest that line as support. We bounced and made another lower high, bounced, made another lower high, broke it, and then made another lower high and then fell through. So this line right here, 121, is the support and resistance. That's the new resistance line that we need to get through to get back above that, in my opinion. And then we have overall upward trending support, which is this yellow line down here. Let me zoom out, show you what that is. That is the bottom of this overall structure going all the way up. And you can see most every time we hit it, with the exception of here, we hit it and bounced on it. We hit it, bounce, 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 broke through, retested as resistance, and dropped all the way down to a very crucial level, which was that 74.5. If I bring that over, you'll see that was resistance right here. Boom. And that was the previous all-time high right here. So we came down and retested previous all-time high level, 73.8, before breaking out and coming back up. And so what do we need to test here in order to bounce? Do we need to come all the way down to this level? It could be that we need to come to the 112, which was major resistance. That was the previous all-time high. We made a support here. We bounced. We came down and hit support again, bounced. We went through it. It was resistance. We bounced off this line, hit it as resistance again, went above it, came down and hit it as support again, went through it and came back up. But when we went through it, okay, this would be considered a retest of this already. So we kind of already did that right there, right here, and then bounced out. So what do we need to come down and retest? I would say maybe this is the structure right here, somewhere in this zone. We are almost there, maybe at the 117. Okay, so if you're doing this incrementally, this isn't too much of rocket science here. Just look, we were in this wedge. We had resistance right here. Boom. Support, 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 support. We broke through. Resistance. Broke through. Support. Worked all the way up to new all-time high. Or new all-time high there at 123. Support. Breakthrough. Bounced on this. Resistance. Came all the way back up. Resistance, resistance, resistance. That is at the 117.3. If I were to guess, if you were to put a gun to my head and said, where are we bouncing? Boom, 117, 117.3 breakout. Maybe, hold on, let me get rid of that and redo that. Maybe, I mean, it could wick all the way down now. It could just go boom. Breakout, retest. I think it would be a little strange to come that close to the upward trending support line and not hit it, but we have done that before. Let me go look. After making a new high, we came down here and didn't hit it. We hit it. This is a new high, but we also didn't hit the top like we did here, but we didn't hit it here either. So, and we came all the way to the bottom. So it could just be the old law of diminishing returns. We're getting lower highs and lower highs each time. Higher highs, I'm sorry, but lower. The magnitude of higher highs is getting smaller. So this is kind of where we're sitting right now. We're in a falling wedge, which is bullish, by the way. These tend to break out to the upside. It's just a matter of when. And so what I'm trying to do is find out where do I think that next bounce will be. It'll probably be right here at 117, between 117 and 117.3. Let's go and look at Ethereum. Ethereum dropped a lot since it's high here, but where is it coming to? It's coming right to this major zone that I have on my chart here, which was the 3850 all the way up to the 4,100 level. And it's hitting it right now. And let me get rid of some of this other stuff. It's bouncing right now on that, but will it hold? Or do we have a crash coming? Do we have a stock market crash? Do we have an economic crash? Do we have anything out there that would indicate that we might be getting ready to have a huge pullback in the in the financial markets, the stock market? A lot of people don't think these things through. They just think, oh, everything's pumping. Oh, we're in a bull market. Yeah, Trump's doing this. He's going to get a Nobel Peace Prize for this. Everything's going great. Digital currency, FTX. Not FTX, XRP. And then boom, all of a sudden, the opposite of what you think is going to happen happens. And that happens a lot in this world, right? The opposite of what you think is going to happen. This is why some people think I'm a little pessimistic sometimes when it comes to the bull market. It's not that I'm pessimistic. It's just I've been around. I've seen. I know when everybody's excited and everybody's yay, we're going to the moon. I'm like sitting back going, okay, time to take the chips off the table. I don't trust the masses. I don't trust the majority rule opinion. When all the sheep are running towards the cliff, I'm the one far away. Now, with all that being said, it would make sense that we pump up to $170,000 to $200,000 for Bitcoin. It would make sense that we got 2.5 months left of a bull market, at least, if all things considered, we continue to do what we've always done. In other words, we continue to have a bull market, bear market cycle that lasts 3 years, and on the bull market, 1 year down on the bear market. And if we look historically and we look at the Fibonacci ratios like this right here, we are in phase 4. Every time we are in phase 4 for the past 3 bull markets, going back to 2013. In 2013, we went all the way up to the 2.36 on the Fibonacci. I don't have the full picture here, but 2.36 here, you can see it. And in 2017, we hit phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5, just like in 2013. And we went through phase 2, phase 3, the red zone. We go into phase 4, and we hit the 1.6. And then we broke through that and went all the way up to the 2.36. In last bull market 2021, phase 1, we went into phase 2, hit resistance, came all the way back down to retest, hit resistance, broke into phase 3, hit the top of it, broke into phase 4, hit the top of it. That's the 1.6 on the fib, hit it right on the nose and double topped right on it. We could not get through to phase 5, but we did hit phase 4, and we did that in every other bull market cycle so far. And maybe the only reason we didn't get into phase 5 is because of everything else that was going on in the world. We did have COVID. We had an economic shutdown around the world. Global financial markets were in chaos. We had people scared to go outside. The last thing they were worried about was their Bitcoin. And not only that, but we had the FTX scandal, which was the biggest commercial centralized exchange fraud in crypto history. Happened right here. So that scared a lot of people out of the market. And we just couldn't get past this. And then we went into a bear market. But here we are, 2023 or so. 2024, we go to phase 1, phase 2, we hit phase 3, we break through it, we hit the resistance at phase 3, we come back down and retest phase 2, we break through phase 3, and we're in phase 4. Well, the top of phase 4 is the 1.6, and that's 178K for Bitcoin. If we get through that and go all the way to the 2.36, that would be 555,000 for Bitcoin. And what are the odds of that happening? Well, it's happened twice. I mean, the 2.36 has happened 50% of the time. The 1.6 has happened 66% of the time. 3 out of the 4 times so far, which would mean I'm sorry, 100% of the time from the previous bull markets. And we are currently in phase 4 right now, and we're up even higher than where we're at right here. We're up right around here. So we don't really have that far to go to hit that line. And, you know, so I would say that the 178K is still on the table. As far as the 2.36, I'm not so sure, but I will tell you one other thing, and we talked about this on the last call, is that when we look at the pi cycle chart, which we talked about on last call, let me just go over here and go to here. The pi cycle top happens every time the pi cycle crosses. That's pretty much the top of the bull markets. And you know, on the monthly chart, we have, let me just go to the monthly real quick and show you. We have 2 months and 22 days left of this bull market cycle. And but on the daily time frame, the top, the pi cycle, when we have a cross, these 2 lines cross, that is the top of the bull market historically. And I'm not talking about just sometimes, I'm talking about every time. And here are those lines, guys. They're very far apart. And we only have, I mean, it usually happens in October, November when we get that cross.
Nico, can I say something from a long-term perspective?
Yes. Yeah.
So this consolidation in the long term, it's good because say it pumps up to 170, 180, 190. When it comes crashing down, you're gonna have a good base in this just over 100,000. So it's not gonna be plummeting down to maybe 60,000 where we've had other, you know, resistance and things like that. So from a long-term perspective, you know, it's got to have a good base to fall back to. I mean, there may be some deep wicks down to, you know, or even some couple days of dropping down sub 100, but this consolidation in this area in the long term, you know, could be, you know, it's a good thing for some good stabilization, a good foundation if it does pump up.
Yes, that would be healthy market structure. Yes.
Yeah, but one of the things people don't realize, like, since, I mean, you know, you've been in the markets a long time. I've been in it since like, you know, the late 70s. There's market cycles. And since 2008, we don't have market cycles that changed. But at least with Bitcoin, for instance, you know, there's a 4-year market cycle where there's got to be a bull market to a bear market. But, you know, some of the things with even the markets today, I mean, the market's down 500 points, but the market's at 45,000, where if it was at 10, it might be a difference of 1% in the stock market. And most of this stuff that's going on, it's just manipulation and politics to, you know, basically let the rest of the world come and trade with us. I mean, a buddy of mine runs a long-term, a family office with about 10 different families, like old money. And he's in Europe right now at a BlackRock European convention. And he said, I mean, heads of Spain and all these big heads in old families, 6 to 10 generations, they're all looking at investing in the United States because Europe's terrible, they said.
Oh, yeah.
The nonsense. So from a long-term standpoint, the US is still where people are coming to, and honestly, they like Trump. As opposed to, you see these people in this European, I mean, look at France, a day or two ago, the prime minister keeps, you know, resigning, and same with England, with, you know, going to having different cultures. They've let so many different other cultures come in. And that's one of the things the United States needs to be careful of, is these other things I've learned to just, well, let's just put the right people in power and then we'll change it to whatever it is, socialism, communism, whatever it is, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. My ex's family lives in Switzerland, and they watch the German news over there. And on the German news, they're laughing at Trump, everything he does. They're mocking him. It's kind of like it's like the liberal media here. You know, it's like the View over here. Their main
Right.
news. So that's all they see. So they think, oh, Trump's doing this again. Trump's doing that again. They don't, and well, at least the channel they're watching over there, but the reality is, guys, is that I mean, he's about to win a Nobel Peace Prize again.
Right.
It's like, but that doesn't. There's some other things going on besides that. You're right about everything you just said, but there's some underlying things. I mean, the stock market could drop down to 3,200 within the next month. You know, it could happen, and people will be like, "Well, how? How is that possible?" But I mean, I think it wasn't that long ago that I posted that we might see a big drop in the stock market in our. I can't remember what month that was, but that was. I don't know if anybody remembers. Let me just see S&P. I don't think I typed it that way, but oh, I'm sorry, it was in Nico Signals channel. We had a huge drop.
Hey Nico, I had a question about Bitcoin dominance, and I've been paying attention to it to see, to try and get into to try and put small entries into the bottom of 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 these since we've been going down. And I'm just watching the Bitcoin dominance basically for it to top somewhere so that I can think
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Are you noticing Bitcoin dominance waning?
Yeah, it's like on an upward trend channel right now.
Yeah, I mean, technically, guys, you know, a lot of people are so altcoin season when XRP and Ethereum and some of these other major cryptos decouple. I mean, they're all still correlating with Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops, it's the tide that's rising and lowering all boats, so to speak. But we still have, I mean, Bitcoin was losing dominance not that long ago, but I'm not so sure it's done yet. And even when what we notice is even when altcoin season starts, it doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to drop. I mean, Bitcoin can continue to go up slowly, just not in correlation anymore with the other major cryptos. And sometimes they do decouple, and that would be considered altcoin season. But I'll show you what it normally looks like on a chart here in a second. Let me just try to find something here, because a lot of people think, and like what Keith was just talking about a minute ago with the stock market, that everything seems to be going good right now, but that's when I get a little nervous, and I have a feeling that we could see one more big drop before the big pump. I hope I'm wrong, and I certainly could be, but I don't want to scare anybody because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we're going to make money in either direction. That's the good thing about learning to trade and understanding what we do here, is that if we feel that we're going to have a big drop, we can short it and make money on the way down. If we feel we're going to have a big pump, we can go long. But at the same time, knowing it's not a matter of what's going to happen, whether the market's going to go up or down. It's going to do both. It's going to do both forever. It's a matter of knowing when, so that you can take advantage of which direction it is going to go. And most people that are out there who don't understand what we're doing here, they don't pay attention to these things. They're just doormats, so to speak. I mean, they're just kites in the wind being pulled and pushed in whatever direction the market's going. They own some crypto. It's sitting in their holding account, their hodling account, And if the market goes up, they've made money, and if it goes down, they're crying that they've lost money, and they're basically just floundering in the wind at the mercy of whatever the price is. And I mean, can you get rich doing that? If you live long enough, yes. Just buying and holding and waiting Bitcoin. And if you would have done that 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you'd be up tremendously right now. But that takes diamond hands, because when you're in big profit, like let's say you bought a Bitcoin at 15.5 in 2023, and you held it this whole time all the way up to 120,000. Okay, well, your one Bitcoin is 7x between the time you bought it and now. 7x. That's awesome. But if it goes back down to 70K in a bear market and you hold it and you just hold it, you're just losing half of your value right then. And then if you hold that and you don't sell and you have diamond hands, and then it goes back up to 500K a year later, okay, you're back in huge profit again. But you're just going up and down with the tide, when you could have taken all that profit off the table at 120, bought back in at 70, doubled, tripled your money back when it gets up to 500. And so most people just don't know how to do that or understand those cycles that we were talking about. And yeah, we've had, like, this is the fourth bull market cycle of Bitcoin, and people just assume that's going to continue, that we're just going to keep having bull and bear market cycles forever. And I'm not so sure that that will continue forever. Like, for instance, we're in bearish divergence, and we've been in bearish divergence for a year. In the stock market, that can happen for years. But the last time it happened in the Bitcoin market, it only happened for one bull market cycle, and that was the beginning of the end. That was kind of an indication that the top was in, and that was back in 2021. And that was the only time we've ever had bearish divergence. And so if we look at the last time we had bearish divergence in the Bitcoin market, it was only one other time, and that was in 2021. And once we hit 68K, that was it. Bearish divergence, we broke, we couldn't get above it, and we dropped to we dropped into the bear market. So if we look at history and say, oh well, every time this happens, we go into a bear market, we would be wrong this time, because it happened. Oh, it's happening this time right now as well, and we keep getting higher highs, even though we continue to have bearish divergence. I don't know what I'm trying to find here, but I can't find it. I thought I would stumble on it by now. I didn't think it was that long ago, all the way back in March. Maybe it was.
Is there any way you can do some analysis on the Bitcoin dominance chart? And so, like, I'm trying to get a sense of like where the top could be on this dominance to start putting small entries into.
Yeah, we'll show that right now. This is what I was trying to find. So this was back in March. I posted in our signal channel, S&P 500 double top, probable drop to the 5,200 from 6,100 all-time high. Note, no one expects this. You won't hear this about stagflation on the news. 100% probability of market crash. This is where we were. We were hitting the top right here. Boom, boom. And we started to fall a little bit down to 59.50. I had these arrows drawn, and I had this line drawn down here. Everybody remember that? Not only did we fall down to here, but we went all the way even lower, down to like 48 or 49. And so that did happen.
Chad went long, remember?
What's that?
Chad went long on that, didn't he?
On that
On
drop?
that drop. Yeah, on that drop.
Yeah. And then what did it do? It climbed all the way back up. Not quite. I don't think it climbed back up to 61 all-time highs, but what are we at right now in the S&P 5,000 something? 5,100. I think we could probably drop back down to 4,000 again. 4,500. I think that can happen again, and I think it can happen within the next 2 months. But I'm not going to say that's going to happen, but just remember what I just said. Now, and the reason why is because, and if that happens, that doesn't mean Bitcoin is going to drop and crypto in general is going to drop, because Bitcoin tends, if the stock market drops 20%, Bitcoin drops 5%. The crypto market tends to hold when the stock market is dropping huge. But what that would be a great bounce. It would be a great buying opportunity if we did drop 5%. And if we did drop 5%, where would that bring us? from where we're at now. We'll just take it from the all-time high here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on Ethereum. No wonder it's not making sense.
Ethereum's a fun chart though.
Yeah. There's been moving. A lot of volatility, a lot of opportunity. So, I mean, 5%, 7% would bring us right down to 117, which is pretty much that line I just said. And that's from the top, but if it's from where we're at right now, we're right now at 119.3. 5%, just a small 5% drop would bring us pretty much maybe right to that line.
Hey, Nico, real quick question. I just jumped in later today. Are you still on the long from the call before? From the signal I'm seeing? I'm sorry.
No, I think on our last call Wednesday, I moved my stop loss really tight to like 10%, and that was taken out. Did I not post that? Let me go look.
I don't think you posted it. That's why I was kind of trying to follow that.
No, I mean, if we're,
Yeah, 'cause,
I'm sorry, way up here. If you guys put your stop losses where let me just jump to the beginning here. Let me just go up here and look.
Yeah, I didn't see it on the signal.
Yeah, I was out of town
Maybe
this past. Yeah, I was a little side.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah, I noticed that. But yeah, I did catch that you were long, so I went long, and I wasn't sure. You never posted if you know, put the signal if you got out or not.
Real quick, never mind. Go ahead.
Sorry, Bill. I'm gonna get to the dominance here in a minute. Bitcoin dominance. Just had a few things on my list to talk about here today. I just want to kind of give you guys the overview where I think what can happen here. And I don't want you to get nervous or scared if we do drop down to this level, because it doesn't mean that bull market's over or anything. It's just normal fluctuations, normal consolidation on the way up. I mean, if we just zoom out, we are in an upward trending channel. But sometimes we come to the bottom and we come up, we come to the bottom, we come up, we come to the bottom, we come up, we come to the bottom. And we keep making incremental new highs, very slight highs. But if we go to the weekly time frame and let's just look at the stochastic RSI right here on the weekly, we did cross the blue line, crossed the orange line to the upside. Both lines got above the dotted line at the 20 on the RSI, and they were wide apart, but then they got close. They got close when we dipped back down here, and then we pumped up all the way to 126, and we pumped up, and now it's coming sideways again, the blue line. What does this mean? Well, let's add the regular RSI to the mix and take a look at it. The truth, and this is what I was just talking about a little while ago, guys. The truth is that and this is undisputable. I don't care who is hearing me say this. This was the previous bull market. We hit 64.5 and then we hit 68K and then went into a bear market. We had bearish divergence from the all-time high, from the first high right here at 42,000. That was the peak of the RSI. And then we went all the way up to 58K. That was the next peak, and it was a lower high. And then we went up to 64K, and that was even a lower peak here. And then we dropped all the way down to 30K to 28K, came all the way back up to retest it, 68K. And as you can see here, we couldn't even get above the 70 on the RSI. Again, lower highs, higher highs, bearish divergence. That brought us into a bear market. When we broke out of the bear market down here was we dropped from 17K. That's when we were calling the bottom here in this group. We were calling the bottom at 17K right about here. And the reason why is because we were just breaking out. Boom. But didn't take into consideration a pump on the breakout and then a big retest. So it pumped out and retested, dropped us down to 15.5. That's the real bottom. Next time I'll wait for that. But here we are in the current situation. we had we went way overextended here up to the 88. This was the all-time high right here at 73.8. This is when we broke above previous all-time high, and that was the peak. And then we made another higher high all the way up here to the 105, 108. I'm sorry, yeah, the 108 zone right here. Lower high here. We made another all-time high right here at 112, but it was a lower high again here. We broke out and made another all-time high here at 123, and again, it was a lower high here. Bearish divergence happening once again. The difference between the last bull market and this one is we only had two, we pretty much had 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points, but only 2 were higher highs. We had a high, a higher high, and then a higher high. High, lower high, and then a lower high. And then when we broke out here, we could not make a higher high, and that was this one, and that was the beginning of the bear market. But here, we had a high. We had a lower high, which brought us all the way up to here, so that was a higher high on the price, but a lower high on the RSI. Right there. You can see it. Here's the peak right to there. And then we come down, and then we come back up and we hit right here, which was the 112, which was a higher high again. And then we come down and we come back up and hit 123, which was even a higher high, but a lower high here. And then we come down and we hit 126. And on the 126, guys, we don't even get above where we were on 123. So what would need to happen for us to have a parabolic move? I shouldn't say that. I mean, it can happen without a parabolic move, but I mean, this right here needs to break out of this bearish divergence and get above this and then above this and get somewhere up in this range right here for bearish divergence to not be in effect anymore. And the price, if that happens, the price could be way up here, 130, 140, 150. Or the other thing that can happen is we actually hit the bottom here and we pump up one more time to 130, 140, 150. And this just goes like this. Boom. And that's it. In other words, we have bearish divergence once again. So the difference between this one and last time is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch points and 5 new all-time highs. This time back here, we only had 2. Actually, we might have 3. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 before we didn't have another all-time high. 1, 2, 3. No, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 7 all-time highs here, 7 new highs since this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 5 touch points on the RSI. So this is just going on a lot longer than normal. But we only have one other time to compare it to. Whereas in the stock market, we've had bearish divergence for 10 years. But generally speaking, what it usually means is that a top is in. But is it? Because every time we think it is, it just gets higher. But it's getting higher in very small increments. So when we're talking about Bitcoin divergence, and I just need to know where the top is so I can set my, plan my entries, all bets are out the window because it's not doing what it normally does. It's kind of hard to, that's like a crystal ball question. Kind of hard for me to say, oh yeah, this is exactly when this is going to happen, guys, when it's not doing what it normally does. So I can go look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, which I will do right now. But before I do, let me just show you this. This is the pi cycle indicator, and we're very far away. So and not only that, but look at this wedge we're in, guys, going all the way back to the previous all-time high. We are hitting it, and a breakout is imminent. And we would have weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I would say going into the end of the year to give time for the, I mean, the pi cycle chart lines are not even coming closer to each other. They're not even on their way to meeting like this. Like this one's coming up, the orange line's coming up to the green line, and they're going to come into a meeting section, and where they cross, boom, pi cycle chart. I mean, they're far away. So this orange line's not even facing up. They're both just going that way. So what can that mean? Well, we can continue in this upward trend, but I have a feeling we're going to have a breakout here. And so what that means is that we could wind into a little bit of a apex here, maybe hit this one more time down at the 117, break out, and then boom, and then this line will probably come up. And while this is coming up, and we have a cross and a high somewhere up here. I don't think it's going to be 260. It might be. It could be 200. It could be 200K, 199. It could be 179. 179, by the way, would be right around here with a 1.6 on the fib. Right? But these aren't even looking like they're getting ready to cross. Not even close. So that's something that's different this time. Now, some people say, oh, yeah, well, everybody always says this time is different, but it never is because bull and bear market cycles just keep happening. It could be different this time. Chad and I talked about this before too. We're like, maybe this time is different. You know, we've been hearing that every bull market cycle, and we know we laugh at people who say that because it's never different. Doesn't matter what's going on in the news. We still have the same cycles. Every 4 years, we have the Bitcoin halving. We have, let me just go back and show you guys this and real quick. So we have every time we have a Bitcoin halving, generally speaking, right after the halving, we have a bull market run up to a all-time high. We come into a bear market. We consolidate. We start to climb. It's the beginning of the bull market, but we always go through the halving first before we peak up to the next all-time high. Bear market, start to come up, go through the halving, bull market top, bear market, start to climb in the bull market, go through the halving, and then boom, parabolic move to the upside. But where is it? Where it hasn't happened yet. And normally, guys, we get it somewhere, I don't know, I would say a couple months in, 6 months in. We're over a year in from the halving. I mean, that was April 2024. We're a long time in, and we had an all-time high here. I mean, we broke the previous all-time high right here. And then we had a new all-time high here, and then 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 here. We're way above. So, but we're not into this red zone, and we may not. So here we went to the red zone, went above it. We went to the red and orange zone here. Here in this last bull market, we went to the light yellow orange zone. We barely touched it here. This time we're lucky to get to the light green zone. Probably won't. We're in the green. So we have diminishing highs, diminishing returns there. But usually the halvings mean something, these 4-year cycles. And it's usually 2.5 to 3 years up, 1 year down. 2.5 to 3 years up, 1 year down. And guess what? We are at the 3-year mark. I mean, this year, we have 2 months left. So this is what technical analysis is all about, is looking at all of these possible scenarios to try to give you guys a real, good guess, good estimate of what can happen and what happens. And it looks like there's several possibilities. So it's very difficult for me to say, well, this is definitely going to happen. It's very difficult to do that. So let's just look at this. This is the 12-month chart. 12-month. Every one of these candlesticks is 1 year. And this is like almost the most certain thing I can show you is that bull market top back here in 2013. Count 4 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, bull market top in 2017. Count 4 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, bull market top in 2021. Count 4 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in the 4th candle, but we have 2 months and 22 days left before this candle prints and the next candle starts. This candle, wherever this candle ends in 2 months and 22 days, whatever the highest point of it was the top of this bull market. The problem with that is that could have already happened for all I know, because it could spend the next 2 months staying down here somewhere, and the top could be the 126, but it just keeps getting a little higher and a little higher and a little higher. And so what it can also do is it could just go up all the way to 180, 190, and then somewhere around Christmas time come down a little bit, maybe to 150, 140, and then boom, next candle starts. That would mean that 180, 190 was the top. So I can't tell you exactly what the top will be until this candle prints, and there's 2 months and 22 days left. Then I can look back and say, like this one, the top was right here, 22K, right? This one, the top was right here at 1200. But when it closed, when this candle finally printed and the next candle started, it came all the way down to here first to 750. Then this candle started, and this candle even went up a little bit before going down, but it never got higher than this one. This candle started and went up a little bit before it went down, but it never got higher than this one. This candle started and went up a little bit, but never got higher than this one. So this one was the high, this one was the high, this one was the high, and this is the one we're in right now, the one that's always the top of the market, which is the 4th candle after the previous bull market top. 4-year cycles. Top 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in that 4th year and we're coming to the end of it. So with that being said, I look at all that and I say, okay, my crystal ball will get clearer and clearer and clearer once we get to the end of this year. But right now, because there's 2 months and 22 days left, almost 3 months, we could see huge moves to the upside, and we can also see huge moves to the downside. I just don't know. If we continue to move down, guys and gals, and the end of this year starts to come, get closer and closer and closer, it's more likely that that was the top already. But I'm not going to say that it is now, because we have plenty of time. In fact, usually these last pushes, these last parabolic moves to the upside usually happen within the last 60 days of a market cycle. Let me show you. 2017, we had a big pump up in August, and look at this, August all the way down to September. Look at this big drop down to September. So during October and September and October, we dropped to the bottom in September, and now we're in October, which would be like right now, we're coming up to previous all-time high. We just passed it, boom, boom, boom. And then look at this, boom. And then boom, 2 parabolic moves all the way right to December. So this is a weekly chart right here. So each one of these is 1 week. And look what happened in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. Boom. Crazy amount of upside in the last 3 months of the market. $19K. Sorry. Let's say October right here. August, September, October, November, December. Huge parabolic move to the upside in those last 2 months. And we even pumped a little higher going into the new year. So, yeah. And here's the next most interesting thing. This resistance at the top that we are banging our heads on right now, coming into a very tight apex, guys. And what does that mean? We're winding up like a spring, getting tighter and tighter and tighter. The ceiling is getting lower and the floor is getting higher, bringing us to a point. That's the apex. Tiny little incremental highs, reaching. So we're either going to have a big pop up or We're going to break the bottom support, and then that'll be it. It'll be the fizzle. It'll be the fizzle in the next bear market. Those are the two possibilities here. And let's just zoom in. Here we are right now in October. November. This is November 25th right here where my mouse is. December 25th right here. So we could literally stay inside this apex all the way to the end of the year if we don't break out. But I will tell you this, very rarely does an apex, normally a breakout happens after we get 70% of the way to the apex. Are we more than 70% of the way to the tip of this apex? Yes. 70% would be somewhere over here. We're like 95%. I very rarely ever see an apex get all the way to the tip before it finally does something. Very rarely. So I would say that a breakout is imminent. Can happen anytime, any moment. Now let's look at some other things. That's the pi cycle. Let's look at the EMA ribbon. We are above it. Let's go look at the daily. Okay, we flipped the EMA ribbon bearish here. We got underneath it. We popped back above it. We came back below it, held as resistance, and popped back above it, held as support, and we are coming into it right now. This is could be good or could be bad. If we flip this bearish again, remember this is the top that we were just talking about, the overall resistance line. We hit it, couldn't get through. We wicked through it, but we didn't hold above it, just like here. Wicked through it, didn't hold above. Wicked through it, didn't hold above. And we're coming back down to the EMA ribbon on the daily, and we're tipping our toes into the water here of the ribbon. When was the last time that happened? Well, let's just look. The last time we wicked above this line and came down to the EMA ribbon, wicked our toes in, we popped back up, but we did not make a higher high. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We wicked all the way down to the bottom of it, came back up, and made another run for the top, and did make a new all-time high here. And then, but so let's just look at this, what we just did as this or this. That this time we came back to the EMA ribbon, dipped into it, and came back out, and then fell into it. And we went down, guys, we went down from 123 all the way to 112, which was almost a 10% drop before coming back out. And then here, we drop 5%, which is right where we're at right now. 5%, and we're touching the EMA ribbon, actually a little bit more from the top. We're at 5.93%. Right here, we drop 5.9%, and we're wicking into the EMA ribbon. And what happened from this last time? We flipped it bearish and dropped 13% all the way down to 107K. This was just last month, guys. This is not a long time ago. And then we got back. We were bearish. In other words, we flipped the EMA ribbon bearish. It was very important that we got back above that. And we did. Because if we would have stayed under this, guys, that would have been it. That would have been the top right there. But we flipped it bullish, flipped it bearish, flipped it bullish again, and now we're bouncing on top of it again. But if we pull the same move and we get below it, we could come back down to the bottom of this upward trending support once again. And that would just, I wouldn't be surprised, but that would bring us right down to about the 110, 111, 112 zone. And this is why I had on my other chart the 112, because that was major resistance here. Support, 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 resistance, 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 support, support, support. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come down to there. That would be about a 10, 11% drop from the top. We would flip that ribbon again, bounce down here, and then hopefully flip it again for another run up. Boom. New all-time high. 30K, 130. This is just me future casting, forecasting all the potential possibilities here based on probability, not just guess, guys. I mean, this is technical analysis right here. We're looking at all the possibilities. Okay, and we have these tools to help us see things that we normally can't see. Now let's go look at something else. Let's look at, let me hide this for a second, and let me hide the pi cycle and show you market cipher. We are coming into market cipher. Let's go to market cipher. Let me get rid of that. Let's go to market cipher B. Okay, well, this is interesting. We have a red dot on the wave crust right here on market cipher B. And money flow out. And you can see, here's the center line right here, the 0 mark. Boom, right there. This flat line going right through this. And we're coming below it. Money is flowing out. And it's not curving. It's probably got a ways to go. And so we have a red dot. We got money flowing out. We're going down in the price right now. Where to? Probably to the 112, what I just said. That would bring us probably down here. And that is the daily. Let's look at a higher time frame. Let's go to the weekly. On the weekly, we got a red dot, a green dot, a red dot, a green dot. Very confusing right here. Money flowing up in, and we had a big pump. Consequently, right where that green dot is. But the weekly, the problem with the weekly is there's 2 days and 7 hours left of this chart. And we look at this pump. We had this huge pump to the upside and then a huge dump with this red candle. And it's not showing here yet. But I do see something. I'd see bearish divergence. From this peak right here, we got higher highs, and here we got lower highs. Let's go to a lower time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, money flowing out, red dot, just happened. Just happened. So guys, if you're scalping or you're trying to make money on the daily, the intraday trades, market cipher is phenomenal because you could just go long on the green dots and go short on the red dots without hardly knowing what you're doing, and probably win majority of the time. So for those of you who don't know what market cipher is, it is a different company. It doesn't have anything to do with me. It's just one indicator bundle that I think is probably the most accurate because it incorporates all the bundles. So if you go, it is in our Discord, just so you know, it is, they do charge for it. It's not free, but it's probably, if you're going to take this seriously, it's probably something you should have. So if you go into our Discord and you go to official links, just scroll up and you'll see it right here. Market Cipher, the ultimate indicator, the only one I have ever actually endorsed. Boom. And if you go to that link, it's going to take you here. And this is just so you know, it's lifetime access, lifetime license for it is $1,500 or $600 a year. I would not do the yearly because in 2 years you'll be at the lifetime. And this is something that I don't, I only show you guys just to as confirmation of everything I'm telling you, that even Market Cipher is showing the same thing, because Market Cipher is very accurate. But once you learn how to trade, what you're gonna find is that you're gonna be doing your own analysis, and then you're gonna go look at Market Cipher just to see. And you're going to say, Market Cipher is pretty much telling me the same thing I already kind of knew. So you will get to a point where you don't necessarily need it anymore, but there's no reason to not use it, even if you're good at what you do, because it's confirmation. It's showing you. It's kind of just somebody over your shoulder saying, yep, you were right. Like if you said, oh, I think that we're going to short this, is going to go down to 112. And then you come and look at Market Cipher and you see there's a red dot here and the money flowing out. And the red, this is the RSI right here, is red going down. Then it's a pretty good guess. It's a pretty good indicator that we're going to drop a little further here. So am I going to short this right now? No, because I would rather wait for the bounce to go long, because we're in this territory up here, guys, that could you make money on a short right now? Yes. But we don't know if it's going to drop or it's going to turn here and then come back up for a higher high. So I would wait for the bounce first. Personally, when we're in bull market top territory, we could have a breakout any moment to the upside. Shorting is very risky. I wouldn't recommend you do it unless you actually know what you're doing. Let's go down to a lower time frame. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but could you repeat what you just said on the market cipher, wherein you said the red and the green dots? What were those again? Sorry.
Well, green is basically, this is a buy signal, and red is a sell signal or a short signal.
Based on the RSI? How do they make?
Based on every indicator that exists, all combined into one.
Okay.
This is market cipher. Market cipher is everything. And if you want to understand what everything entails, go to their website and read about it. Market cipher, it explains, but we're talking about what market cipher does is it takes all the indicators, the MACD, the RSI, the stochastic RSI, the alligator, the Williams alligator. It takes almost every single possible indicator and bundles it all into one. And then they have tutorials here explaining how all these work and how all these things, what they mean. Each, you can actually learn how it all works before you invest in it. But the tutorials on the inside, once you buy it, shows you exactly how to trade using the market cipher. They're not going to give signals. By the way, guys, the person who created this, in case you're new here, the person who created this is Crypto Face. If you don't know who he is, he's on Google. I mean, he's on YouTube. He trades with $6, $7, $10 million, doing the same thing we do, but he doesn't give signals and he doesn't have a coaching group where he's teaching. He basically just goes live. He drinks whiskey while he's trading. He raps while he's trading, and you can watch him make 300 grand, 500 grand in 5 minutes. He's entertaining. He's funny. And he's a very smart young guy. And he created Market Cipher, and he's fun to watch. He's a little crazy. I mean, he'll just be gibberish. He'll be talking crazy stuff while he's trading. And he does it live with a live chat. So he's got thousands of people watching and commenting. And, you know, I don't really endorse, I'm not endorsing him personally, but he does make a lot of money doing what we do. But he created Market Cipher and he uses it and he talks about it while he's trading. And of course, he gives links and everything. But if you use my link, whatever the promotion he gives, anytime he gives it, you will get that same discount by using my referral link that's in our mastermind. And so anytime there's any promotion or that he takes money off of. But anyway, the point is I'm trying to get to is that it's just another resource. It's just another indicator bundle that is kind of confirming what we're talking about. You guys do not need it. When you join this course, there's definitely nothing else you need to pay for. But if you want to have Market Cipher, then you'd have to go get it from them, or you can just use the link in our group. But you don't need it. I'm using it. I'm going to give you signals and everything. You're going to learn how to trade without it. I was trading 20 years before I ever even knew about Market Cipher. And when I got it, I realized it was kind of just telling me what I already knew that was about to happen. But it is interesting that it's very accurate. It's interesting that when I think that something's about to happen, I look at Market Cipher and I see that they're saying the same thing. And you see right here. Go ahead.
When I look at Market Cipher, after I went and checked him out, you said he's a little bit crazy.
Oh yeah.
He knows trading. I'll give him that. And Market Cipher is very accurate, but I don't know how in the world he ever designed it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because he's one of those crazy geniuses. He's one of those kids that don't even, you know, he wears a mask on his face, not because of COVID. He did that from the beginning because he doesn't want his identity. He's trying to just, he doesn't want people coming up to him in the streets. But he makes Ferrari money. Like he can buy a new Ferrari every time he trades. Like he makes hundreds of thousands of dollars in minutes because he's trading with $5 million, $6 million in his account at 5x leverage. So he's trading with 12 million or 50 million, something ridiculous, right? But he's also goofy as hell. He starts rapping. He starts, he starts saying the dumbest, craziest things, and you think he might be high on drugs and maybe drunk while he's trading, and he probably is, to be honest with you. He's a little crazy, but he's like one of those geniuses that can get away with it because he's not giving you signals. He's not responsible for you. He's just entertaining. He's just being entertaining. He's just trading and showing how much money he's making while he's trading. And then, of course, he's promoting his product, which is Market Cipher. But, it's hard to argue that it doesn't work because he's using it and while he's making hundreds of thousands.
If Market Cipher is showing money moving out of Bitcoin, is it money? Does it also show money, say, moving into altcoins right now, like Ethereum or XRP?
You can put Market Cipher on any crypto. Yeah. You can, in other words, I can change this. I'm on the Bitcoin chart right now and it's showing me, but I can change it to, whatever chart I put it on.
Can you change it to Ethereum to see if it's the same thing that's happening to Bitcoin right now is happening to Ethereum?
Yes, I think you can put it on stocks as well, like anything that's tradable.
Yeah.
And you can load multiple charts at once in TradingView, guys. There's a couple videos on how to do stuff like that in the after school video section.
Yep. So here's Ethereum. We have a big drop. You can see it right here. Look at this. And a red dot. Look at this red dot. And here's the funny thing. I mean, the interesting thing about Market Cipher, guys, it's not a lagging indicator. Does everybody know what that means? Lagging indicator? Most indicators, almost all indicators are lagging, which means they're telling you what already happened, what you should already be able to see on the chart. But look at this red dot right here. You see it right there. It's hard to see, but it's right there. And just look at the line going straight up. The red dot happened at the same time, right here. Boom. And then it dropped. Let's look at this green dot right here. Green dot happened and we went up after that. Red dot here at the peak. Look at this. Red dot. But see the money flow right here on this wave? These are called like waves. And you can see the top of the wave is light blue. The dark blue is the big part of the wave. On the top, it's like a real wave in the water, in the ocean. See over here? The wave crests. And as soon as the light blue gets less and less and less and less and disappears, a red dot happens. Boom. Look where the red dot happened and look up at the price. The red dot happened before it dropped. Red dot right here. Boom. Red dot. Boom. So the point I'm saying is it's not only accurate, it's almost real time. It's not quite lagging. It might be lagging, but it's lagging so close that it's hard to tell that it's lagging. Lagging just means that it's telling you something that already started to happen. And then you could already see that it started to happen. So, I mean, this red dot, I mean, it's happening pretty much before the drop. So it's just another confirmation. Like if you think, oh my God, we're about to drop because you had your chart done and you look at the line, oh my God, look at this. We're right here. Let's just say you had some kind of channel drawn or something and you see that it's breaking right here. Well, look at that. If you would have waited until it broke and retested before going short, look at the dotted line down. That red dot was back here. It knew it was going to do that before it did it. That's pretty interesting to me. That's the only reason why I share it in our group, is because it's pretty damn accurate. Now, you still need to learn how to trade. You still need to learn what you're looking at, right? So, and understand it. So learn the charts. That's what we're teaching you. We're giving you signals. We're showing you how to do all this stuff. But if you do buy this, by the way, you're going to need to have TradingView, because you're going to get a license and they're going to ask for your TradingView account information, and they're going to send you the license will just appear on your TradingView, right? See, when I click on indicators here, you can see these are locked. These are licenses, scripts that I have. And then you'll add that to your TradingView. So you can't put it on Phemex, but you can put it on TradingView. And so if you have two monitors, you can have You can have your trading view with your market cipher on one, and you can have your Phemex on the other. I just have multiple tabs, as you can see up here. I can move this over to the other screen if I want to. I do have two big monitors, but I don't always look at it. I do every once in a while on these calls, because now I got to the point where I really don't need it. And it's only just confirming what I already kind of knew, but it is a pretty awesome bundle of, and each one of these means something different, guys. This blue wave means something. This green money flow, the yellow money flowing out, or the money flowing in means something. When you have this green coming down like this, that means something. This purple line means something. This red line means something. And if you go to their website, you can learn all about what all of these different things mean. This green bar at the bottom means something. There's a top and a bottom. All of these things mean something. And when you really understand it, it's pretty fascinating. But if all you do is just go long on the green dots and short on the red dots, you'll probably get lucky more often than not.
The only thing is that you still need you still need your own technical analysis to kind of judge where do you do the TP around these, right?
That's correct. You really should know what you're doing. Investing in market cipher and just going long on the greens and going short on the reds is you like I said, you will get lucky more often than not because it's pretty accurate, but you still need to know when to get out and what you're doing and how much you should risk and where your stop loss and your take profit targets are and all that stuff. So you have to understand what the bottom is. When's the bottom? When's the top? And so you do need to learn still what you're doing. So and that's the one thing they don't do. They teach you how to use their indicator, but they don't teach you how to trade. And he makes that clear on his live Zooms that, he's not your mentor. It's kind of like a sports celebrity who plays basketball. You can look up to him and you can say, oh, he's my whatever, my inspiration, all stuff. But those guys will tell you, listen, I'm not a mentor. I'm a human. I go out and do dumb things. Just because I make a lot of money playing basketball, don't look up to me. That's kind of like market cipher, guys. Yeah, he made this signal. He made this indicator bundle. It does work. It's accurate, but he's not trying to take any responsibility for your actions. He's not giving you signals.
Nico, I know you have to have a level of awareness about the overall market and positioning, but using the tool, what time frame would you say is a fairly good one for using the actual green dot, red dot indicator? Not that that's the sole reason you make a trade, but same question stands.
If you're scalping, I would say the 10-minute chart. The 10-minute time frame is good for scalping. That's in and out trades, very quick ones, in and out. So in other words, right here, look at this red dot on the 10-minute. That would have been a nice scalp down. Look at what do we got here? We got a green dot here. And we have money flowing. We got a double green dot. We got money flowing back in, but the price hasn't gone up yet. So what's going on here? Do we have a curve coming back around? I mean, if you would have went long here where the green dot is, you would have been in profit up here, but probably back to break even right here. So scalping is different. When you're scalping on the lower time frames, what you should do is when you're in profit, you either move your stop loss to break even or you just close out the trade when you're in profit. So if you would have went long on this green dot right here and it went up to here, you'd have probably been up. Let's just look exactly what would have happened here. Right there on the green dot, as soon as that formed, you went long. You could have taken a 1.4% gain, 1.4%. But let's say you were at 20x leverage, guys. That would have been like that would have been like 35% gain. And then you get out and you just wait for the next green or red dot. You got to know when to get out still. If you just stay in it until a red dot happens, that's not the way to do this. Red dot, look at this. I mean, look at this. When would you have gotten out of this? But anywhere would have been profitable. Bounce. If you would have got out here, that was before any green dot happened. That would have been the best time to get out. So you get out, or you get out somewhere here. You see this blue starting to curve around. You know that there's going to be, this is about time to get out because this is coming to an end. This curve is curving back up. Boom, you get out. But really, guys, I'm not here to teach you about market cipher. Go watch their trainings if you're interested. It's a lot. There's a lot to understand there. But it is, if you're going to take this seriously and you're going to be a professional trader and you want to really make the most of it, then it would be the only other tool that I would recommend that you eventually get. You don't need it right now. I'm going to teach you how to do all this stuff between Bill and Chad and myself and all the other members in the group. You can make tons of money. I'm sure TJ doesn't have Market Cipher. I doubt that he does. I don't know if he does or not, but
I'm positive he does not.
he does not, right? And he made
Just uses
$7
trend
million.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, by the way, speaking of, and I don't know that he wants me to tell his business, but guys, prayers for TJ. Just that's all I'm going to say. Prayers for TJ.
yeah, I know that
He's not doing well.
He's got some health issues, but yeah, I'll send him a message too. Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, guys, I mean, Market Cipher is just another tool. It's not going to make you money. You need to know when to get in and when to get out. And we're teaching you strategies here that will make you self-sufficient, but it is something else you can have down here. And it's not just Market Cipher B. There is Market Cipher A, which puts the spider lines on the chart. And let me just show you what that means. And also, also all of these gold and red diamonds and X's, something else. Look at this. In addition to the red dot right here and the red diamond right here, both pretty good indicators that we're getting ready to drop, but we had a red X. Boom. Purple triangles mean something. Gold diamonds mean something. So they all mean something. And yellow X's mean something. Big, giant red diamonds mean something. So all of that is explained on the Market Cipher website. The spider lines, it's kind of like the EMA ribbon. We're below it here on the 10-minute. Less accurate. You don't need to worry about it on the 10-minute. But if I go to the hourly, we are popping through it as well. We're wicking down below it. That's bearish. It's kind of bearish. Let's go to that's the daily. Let's go to the weekly. We are just touching it right now on the weekly. We don't want to flip it. This is what happens when we flip through this ribbon on the weekly and get below it. Then it's a big drop to the downside. We are sticking our toes in it right now. This is kind of like the Gaussian channel. The Gaussian channel, which I haven't showed you guys lately. Let's go look at that. It's like quicksand. Can't do it with that on. Here's the Gaussian channel. And
Sorry, go. Hey, bud. Welcome back. What is that? The ribbon you said? Is it just a trading view ribbon?
Which one?
The ribbon, the EMA ribbon. That. Oh no, that was Market Cipher A.
That was that was Market Cipher A's spider lines or ribbon. It's pretty much the EMA ribbon.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it changes color, and then when it closes,
yeah,
it really swiftly changes direction. That's a handy.
It really is, guys. I mean, these are and you probably noticed from watching me, these are the only tools that I use. I use the RSI, the stochastic RSI, the EMA, the moving averages, and I'll check Market Cipher here and there when I'm in doubt or if I just want confirmation. And then also the Gaussian channel here, we can go months without looking at this when we're in a bull market and we're pumping. But as soon as we stick our feet in the Gaussian channel, look at this. Bull market, touch the Gaussian channel, wick down to the bottom of it, and we got out, luckily. This is like quicksand, Gaussian channel. Look at this one. We come all the way up and we wick all the way down to the bottom of it. Boom. Interesting. Got out. Right here, we've got new all-time high. We get into the Gaussian channel, hit the halfway mark, cannot get out. Beginning of the bear market. We finally get out. Hold on. We finally get out. Right here, we get into it right here, and we can't get out. That's March 2018. We finally get out. June 2020. And then we're in bull market. We wick down and touch it, bounce on it. Don't get sucked into it. Bounce on it. Come into it. This is 2021. Bull market. This is not even a bull market. This is just, I'm sorry, I'm on Ethereum here, guys. So I thought I was on Bitcoin here for a second, but we touch it. As soon as we get sucked into it, guys, boom, we get sucked into it. We cannot get through even back to the top of it. bear market. We get sucked into it. Now, this is Ethereum. Normally, it's more accurate on Bitcoin is what I normally like to talk about. And right now we are above it, but look at how many times we touched it. Boom, bounced, wicked into the bottom of it, the middle of it, got out. Wicked to the middle of it, got out. And we are coming down to it. I mean, we bounced on it here, but it's rising at the same time. So here's Bitcoin, guys, previous all-time high. Wicked into it, got out temporarily, got sucked into it, bear market. Bull market before that, all-time high, got it, sucked into it. Bear market, got out of it temporarily, got sucked back into it. Usually when we get sucked into the Gaussian channel, it's the beginning of a bear market. I mean, this is going all the way back to 2011 right here. As soon as we touch it, as soon as we get into it, it's bear market. So right now, here we are above it. We keep bouncing on it. We're still in the bull market stage. But once we get wrapped, once we get sucked into that, in other words, if we break this upward trending support, we could come back into the Gaussian channel, might climb a little higher by then, or we could have another parabolic move to the upside, and we might not hit the Gaussian channel till somewhere up here. Maybe it'll do that. And this goes like this. And then we get into it up here after hitting an all-time high of 190K, Gaussian channel, bear market. It also turns red like this. By the way, the 5-day chart is the most accurate on the Gaussian channel. Were you trying to ask me something? Somebody was talking a minute ago.
Baby. No, it was me. Sorry for butting in on your flow.
No problem.
I was just like, if you could say your time frames every time you change it, that would be so appreciated, because I can't follow the ball unless sometimes I'm on my phone. So you're like,
yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes I'm switching through different
weekly and this and that, but when you change it, it'd be so helpful just to go,
Yes.
hey, daily. Don't forget, we're on the daily or the 5-day or the blah blah blah. Just like go for it, because
yeah,
you're the sensei, and I have to follow you.
yeah, I will. I appreciate that, and you can jump out anytime and ask me as well. So I apologize.
Thanks, babe.
What's that?
Oh, I said thanks, babe.
You're welcome. Vinny, so talking about market cipher, so then it's obviously good as it's confirming what you've already determined on your own. That's correct. Especially once you do determine things on your own. Once you get good enough to understand what's going on, and then you have market cipher, you can go and just look at it and say, oh yeah, well, it's basically saying what I already thought was going to happen. That's good. That's confirmation.
So you need a paid trading view account to also get that market cipher license.
I'm not sure. I have a
No.
pro account, cost me $19 a month. I have one. I do pay, but I don't know if you have to. Anybody else?
No.
Bill?
You should not have to. You can have 2 free indicators with a free trading view account. So Market Cipher A and Market Cipher B can be your 2 indicators, as far as I know, as far as I'm aware.
So on the free account, guys, what that basically means, what he just said, is you could have market cipher, but if you try to go up here to indicators and go and look at the RSI at the same time that you have the Gaussian channel up and something else up, it'll give you one of these asking you to upgrade. And you can get around that by just, watch this. All I got to do is I don't have to delete the Gaussian channel. I just have to turn it off, hide it. And then I can go up here to indicators and then click on RSI again, and now I can see it on the chart. It will only let you look at one indicator at a time if you're on the free version. But on the paid version, you can have multiple indicators.
Did we ever go through the Bitcoin dominance chart?
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let me just do that real quick. It's 1:30, guys, right now. And just so you know, for the new people here, we got onboarding coming up at 2 p.m. It is Friday, 2 p.m. with Bill. He will post the link not only in this chat on this webinar, on this Zoom call, but also in the Discord group. He will post it in the announcements channel and in the main chat. Do I get for Bitcoin dominance, Bill, do I go to futures?
Yeah, future. No, it's crypto and BTC and then space dominance. You should see it almost right away.
Right.
It's at the very top. Market cap BTCD. That's the one.
All right. So yeah, I was just on this other day. So as you can see, guys, we came up to the top.
By the way, Nico, it bounced exactly where you said at 117.8. When you were talking earlier, you said it could come down there and probably bounce, and it did.
Let me just go look real quick. Where's my 10-minute? There we go. I want to edit that. I want to add that. Save. Boom.
10-minute. How do you do? You have so many time frames. I'm just trying to add on to some. I think I just added the 3-minute.
Yeah.
But,
So I got 1, 5,
like-
10,
okay.
15, 1, 5, 10, 15, 30, 1 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, 12 hour, daily and weekly. There's a little drop down window right here. Boom. And then you click edit.
Check out the 3-day too. I'm sorry. See, if I may suggest to add and edit the 3-day, because it shows the EMA cross. Sometimes the EMA cross pops up on the 3-day more than the 4-day. I mean, just because it gives you a little hint of where it's going, and then the 4-day sets you up with the EMA cross with more strength. But if you have the 3-day, at least you're watching it because you saw the props.
Guys, you can just add them all and just
Yeah.
the ones you need. You can just do that too. You can just click on whatever one you need. Just add
Thanks,
them.
Bill.
Yes, sir. Thanks for bringing that. So yeah, we did drop down and we hit the 117.6 right here. We probably got a little ways to go to hit 117 right here. Almost there. Thanks for bringing that up, Angie. Oh, Bitcoin dominance. Let's just go back and look at that real quick. We did break an upward trending support line here, and we bounced on this red line, which happened last time. We were down here, we were holding support. We come up and we hit the top of this resistance level. We break the upward trending support. We retested it and dropped to this red line, bounced again and retested it, and then dropped and then fell. This was bear market. Upward trend, we hit the top. We bounce on it. We bounce on the yellow line. We break through and we have not retested it yet. So we're kind of right here in this little area, similarly to back here, but we never retested like this one. So what can happen? We either come back up and retest, re-hit the top again like we did here. I am on the 5-day. Let's go to the weekly. I'm doing the best. We do have on the RSI, we did hit the bottom, close to the bottom here. We didn't go into the scary red zone. We are coming back up. We did cross the moving average there, that yellow line. We are getting back above it, which is good. We're bouncing on the red line, which is good. We're coming back up. This is Bitcoin dominance, guys, not necessarily the price of Bitcoin. And, you know, I mean, this is going all the way back to 2017 here, guys, when we fell off this cliff. So we're at the top of Bitcoin dominance right now. And generally speaking, I would say, again, 2 months, 22 days left to the end of the year.
Any insights on the smaller time frames?
Any
Nico,
what? Yeah. What was the question?
Any insights like
on Bitcoin dominance?
The smaller time frames comparative to the Bitcoin price and the.
Yeah, I mean, we are turning back around. We did bounce on that. This is what I was just saying. We come back up and retest and maybe hit the top of this one more time. But that's why
have more luck just looking.
Say again, Bill?
I was just going to say, you might have, if you're trying to figure out how Bitcoin dominance is influencing the price of Bitcoin, you might have a little more luck just looking at a volume chart on there. As Bitcoin dominance, you would think as volume decreases into Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance will fall. You'd think, but I don't know. It seems like a volume indicator might be more useful to our friend.
Yeah. I trade Bitcoin futures contracts mostly, and I very rarely look at Bitcoin dominance. I think that a lot of people that they're waiting for the altcoin season to pump. They're looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart to see if it's time. I don't personally worry too much about it. I trade based on price action on the actual charts on Bitcoin, but when I look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, we can clearly see right around here, down here, we were at the bottom of the bear market. This is the time frame of the bear market, rather, I should say, in 2021. And this whole time that we've been climbing all the way up here in the bull market, we hit the top of the Bitcoin dominance chart. We did that back here in 2017 as well, when we hit the top, and we broke out and we double topped up here and then went into the bear market. So are we doing the same thing right now? Are we at the top? We are towards the end of the market, guys. There's 2 months left, 2.5 months left of this bull market, according to history, according to bull market, bear market cycles. If this time is different and we have a super cycle, could we just blow right through 2000 and into 2026 and go all the way up parabolic to 250 grand, 300 grand, 500 grand for Bitcoin? Sure, it's possible, but until it happens yet, that's like saying, I always say that, if you have a best friend and your best friend throughout the time you've known him for 20 years, he's always done what he says he's going to do. And if he says he's going to pick you up at 6, he's going to be there right at 6. And so if you're waiting for him to arrive and it's 5:55, but he always is on time and he's never not been on time, why would you say this time is different? This time is going to be different. I have a feeling he's not going to show up. No, you're just going to. Now, is it possible that he doesn't show up at 6? Yes, it's possible, because he could have an accident. He could have got a ticket. Something else could have happened in his life. But based on the history of him showing up on time every time at 6 p.m., why would you presume that he's not going to? You wouldn't. So that's why in trading, we say the trend is your friend until the end. If the trend is this, then I'm going to bet on that before I'm going to say, well, this time is going to be different. So I hope this time is different. I hope we have a parabolic move to the upside. I hope we go to 500K or $1 million in this bull market. But I'm going to base my decisions on what has always happened during this time, coming to an end at the end of the year. And if I'm wrong, great. If I'm wrong, great. If I bet my friend's not going to show up this time and I'm right, great. I won the bet. But I'm not going to bet that. I'm going to bet that the same thing continues to happen over and over again, which is the cycles. And I'm not even going to, if I'm wrong, I'm not even going to say, oh, I guess I was wrong. No, I'm going to say, okay, I guess the cycle is over. The cycles are over. It's not going to do the thing it's always done before. But there's a reason why they say the trend is your friend until the end in trading, is because that is usually the smartest thing to bet on, is the trend. It will eventually end. It is true. The trend will end. They say it's your friend until the end. And when is the end? The end is when it ends. And you just don't know when that's going to happen until it does. And after it is, so in other words, this is the upward trend right here. It's your friend. So right here, you're going to bet that it's going to continue up. Bounce, you're going to bet that it's going to continue up. Bounce, you're going to bet that it's going to continue up. Even right here, you're betting that it's going to continue up, because so far it's always bounced on this line. But right here, boom, you were proven wrong. Finally broke this upward trend. Okay, no problem. Reverse position, short. See what I'm saying? So it's okay that eventually the trend ends, but until it ends, it's still the trend. That's what I'm trying to say. So based on history, based on going back and looking, we're in the final stages of a bull market based on bull and bear market cycles. 3 months up, 3 years up, 1 year down. We got 2 months and 22 days left. And that's December 31st or January 1st. And that 12-month candle, this candle here on the 12-month time frame on the regular Bitcoin chart, is the final candle for this bull market. And when it ends, the next candle will start January 1st. And whatever the top of this candle was, historically, has always been the top. Now, is it going to always be? Is it possible for this next candle to start in January and it goes up higher? It's possible. It just never has happened before. So I'm going to bet that it's not going to happen because it never has happened before. But if I'm wrong, okay. Oh, well, then the trend is over. The trend is not your friend on this anymore. We won't look at the 12-month candle anymore the same. But throughout Bitcoin's history, going all the way back to the very first bull market top, 1, 2, 3, 4, bull market top, 1, 2, 3, 4, bull market top, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in that fourth candle. I'm going to just bet that that's going to continue until it doesn't.
I'm just one more question. I'm trying to get it like as clear as possible to get the best answer I can. If this is just a scenario that's been going on in my head, if today and within the next 7 days, like this week, I'm like thinking that the Bitcoin dominance is going to top here. Is there anything on the smaller time frames that maybe you can suggest where it might top if it does?
Yeah, let's go back and look. I'm going to go down to, let's say, the hourly here.
Those folks asking about TradingView, a sale is coming. If there isn't a sale coming, I'd be surprised. But Black Friday for sure is coming. I think they might have a sale going on right now. Premium is probably what you want. Premium is worth the money. It comes with a few tools that are worth the money.
I remember at the beginning of the year, they had the same sale for Christmas or New Year's, I think it was.
Yeah, the sale is always coming with TradingView.
Yeah. But to me, that's like waiting for Bitcoin to drop to 10,000 before you buy. That's like waiting for the real estate market crash before you invest in real estate. Don't wait to buy real estate and wait.
Yeah.
I don't trip over dollars to save pennies. So it's like, it's something you need. It's going to help you make more money. Is it better to get it at $14 than $19 a month? Yes, of course, that's going to save you some money. But if you don't want to wait for that, if time is more valuable to you, go ahead and get it. Buy the annual. Maybe you get a discount for buying the annual package instead. You don't need it at all, guys, by the way. You can just trade on Phemex and use the free version. But yeah, that's just me. You don't have to do what I say. So to answer your question, I would say somewhere up here in the 63.36 to 65 range on Bitcoin dominance on the 1 hour time frame.
Appreciate that.
And what I would do is I would just draw the lines, go to the daily, draw the overall resistance line like this from when we drop off the cliff here and we retest it right there. Boom. And then we hit it here and we hit it here and then we hit it here. Draw that line. And then look where after we hit it. Look where we came up after we fell below here. Look at this resistance, support. After we broke this upward trend, after we hit the line here, we came to this support level. And then when we came up from this bull market, we hit it as resistance, and we're hitting it now as support. So just draw a line there at, I think it's exactly 58.40, 58.4%. 50, I'm sorry, I would say 57. Yeah, 58, right on the nose. And we're above that. So it's getting squeezed into this little apex right here. Let's just bring that all the way down if you really want to be like apexy like I am. I like apexes. We're kind of in it. What can happen is we can retest that and break. If we break this, guys, it's bear market territory probably.
Great.
Nico.
Nico, if you have a chance, would you be able to check on XRP also?
Which one?
XRP?
Yes.
Thank you.
Nico,
Yes.
can you please count the four candle again? How you showed us before? Like it's always four candles. Can you please show
Yeah,
that?
that's the 12-month time frame on the 12-month chart. Let me just talk about XRP here for a second, and we'll get back over there.
Thank you.
Yes. So XRP is, I mean, it broke upward trending support, guys. So let's just zoom out. Look at this. We have major upward trending support going all the way back to when we were down here in November 2024, 50 cents. And we hit it here. We bounced on it here. We made a new all-time high here. We come all the way to it here. Let me get rid of some of these. This is kind of like a big falling wedge here. A big bull flag. We broke out, we retested, we broke back in, we broke out, we retested. We did not make any higher highs, and we come back down and bounce on it, and then we break through it again, and we hit the floor here, which was previous, maybe support and resistance going back a ways. So we have resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. This is still resistance because it never held above it. It went above it and it fell right back below. Resistance, support, 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 support. We're bouncing on that right now, guys. This is the $2.71 range. Very nerve-wracking because if it drops through this, where is it going to go? Where is the next support for? But I will tell you this. This is when people panic. This is where the diamond hands make the most money. Okay. People panic because they bought XRP up here. Nico, you said to buy XRP and I bought $10,000 worth up here and I'm down right now. It's only worth this much. Buy more. This is called dollar cost averaging. If you bought here at $3.17 and you bought here at $2.73 and then you bought more here on this breakout right here, you bought more at $2.88.
Can you hedge? You can hedge. So
you could.
Right, gives it a safety net. I mean, it's not that confusing if I could understand it a little bit. So basically you're in that channel now going, hey, what's going to happen? So when it gets small enough, you can go long and short at the same time until one, it's a tug of war. You're basically pulling, pushing. You just have to have the appetite for some loss on one side, and then
yeah, I'm not gonna. What he's talking about, guys, is going long and short at the same time on USDT, which you can do, but it's called hedging, and it's dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to get out. So you will be like, for instance, if I go long and short right now, and it bounces here and goes up, my long position will be very much in profit, but my short position will be equally as negative. So as it continues to go in profit on my long position, I will go further and further negative on my short position, depending on, now, if I did the exact same trade, in other words, I bet $1,000 going long and $1,000 going short, I will be going negative at the exact same amount as I'm going positive in the other trade. Now, how can this work? Well, if you've decided that it is finally above where it needs to get, and it's back in this channel, and we're getting ready to we're breaking all of these resistance levels, we're breaking this one, we're breaking this one, and you finally determined, okay, we're on our way back up now, you can close out your short position and take the loss on it, but you'll just be breaking even at the time you do that. So in other words, if right here you're up $500 and here you would be negative $500, you close this $500 negative position out, you're basically broke even now because you're at 500 positive here, but you're not really profitable 500, even though you're up 500. You don't start to get profitable until after that, because you took the $500 loss on this one and you broke even on this one. right here. But as it continues up, you will now be in profit. So is this worth doing? Now, is there a way to do it where you make money on both? Yes. But you got to really, that's only on scalping, guys, mostly. Go long and short at the same time here. It goes profitable, 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 profitable. I take the profit here, and then it starts dropping, and I go less negative, less negative, less negative until it gets back down to profitable. I could go another long here, and then I'm going negative, making profits on my negative position. And then it finally bounces. I close out my negative position. It comes back up. I'm now profitable in my long position. I go negative again here. And, you know, it's like you could play that game, but it is a musical chairs game, and you got to know what you're doing. I have been trading for a long time, and I never do it. I don't do it.
Miko, you think this is the final
Well, I
shakeout?
shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say I don't do it. I have done it actually recently, as examples, but it's kind of nerve wracking, and it's kind of, you got to really, in order to get out of both of them profitable, you got to know what you're doing. I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you think this is the final shakeout so that the institutions could get in at the last minute before it launches?
That's a great question. And I think that if we have a final shakeout time, guys, it's going to be sometime in the next month. This is it. We are in a final, we are down to the wire. We are climbing in this upward trending wedge, right? We have 2.5 months left, 2 months and 22 days left, basically, of this bull market. If things stay the same as they always have. In other words, if bull and bear market cycles continue to do the same thing, then we got 2.5 months left, which means that we could bounce right here. We've broken below this before. We could bounce right here and come back up, and boom, come up to $4.16. Do it again, come up to $5 right about here somewhere before going into a bear market. That could happen. Or even more. See, the thing about XRP is that I don't think that $4 or $5 is the top of this bull market. I think we could have a huge move to the upside if all of the parameters that they're looking to get into place actually get in place. And this will be a decoupling. It will decouple from Bitcoin. It won't correlate anymore. And XRP could shoot up to $10, $15, $20 relatively quickly. You know, 750 at least, 750 to $10. That could happen. It would be one of these kind of moves. I mean, you see what was happening here. Boom. This was just on the announcement that they won the SEC case from 49 cents all the way up, and it never came back down there yet. Now, is it possible to go back down to 50 cents? Is it possible? I guess everything is possible, but not probable considering all the stuff that's in place right now for XRP. But a shakeout, yes, shakeout could mean that it just drops down to 240, 250, maybe right where it's at right now at 270, and bounces. People get scared right now because they bought it 360 or 350, and they're like, oh shit, it's like I lost a whole dollar. It lost a whole dollar in value. It lost 30%. And they get out, and then boom, it takes off. The powers that be, the people who want all your XRP, hope that you get out. Don't do it. Just hold. Hold. I've been holding since we went long back here at 49 cents. And buying more along the way. Because this is like one of those things, guys. I mean, imagine when Bitcoin was $13 and went up to, I mean, if you would have bought, buying XRP right now is like buying Bitcoin at $13, in my opinion. And we went up to, Bitcoin went up to $13 and went down to like $2 or $3, and then went all the way up to $200, and then came back down to $80, and then went all the way up to $1,250, and then went all the way back down to $700. If you just had the brass cojones to hold on during that time, then if you would have bought $13,000 worth of Bitcoin, 1,000 Bitcoins, just think about this for a second. 1,000 Bitcoins at $13. How much would you have right now? $13,000 would be $1 billion right now, or no?
No, I agree.
It would be 100 million.
I just been long since $1.96, so I'm trying to figure out when to close out the trade.
Long since $1.06.
$1.96.
Oh, $1.96. Yeah, I'm not seeing, I don't know. I mean, here's what I would say. If we break the 270 here and hold as resistance, it would need to come below this. It would need to come below this and retest as resistance somewhere around 260, 265 and start to drop further than where it broke out. Then you might want to close the trade. But even then, I don't think it will go lower than me personally. I just don't think it will go lower than maybe 232. This was the breakout here when we bounced and pumped up. We never did retest this. So as you can see here, guys, we never retested this level after we broke out. So it is possible to come down to 240, 235, I guess. I will be buying a lot more if that happens, personally. And I will long that, and I will give a signal for it in the group. I might be giving a signal here shortly. We might be bouncing right here. Let's go to the 10-minute. Let's go to the lower time frame, see what's happening. It looks like we wicked down, came up, and we come down double bottoming here. It looks like we're turning, a little green happening. Is it possible we go a little lower? Yeah, let's just adjusting right now. These candles are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. That's usually an indication, possibly at the bottom right here. We're coming back up above in the RSI. I don't know. Could we drop lower? Yeah, but I think that we're right there at the 270 range. I will take a look at it and give a signal here shortly, guys, if I think anything's going to happen. What I'm going to do right now. Someone asked about the 12-month. Let me just show you that one more time, guys, for those of you who don't remember.
Yes, Nico, please.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Bill's got a call starting here, guys. If you're new, get on the onboarding call. Very important. I'm going to go back over to Trading View. We'll go to Bitcoin, US dollar. And if you go to the 12-month time frame, all I'm saying is that throughout history, guys and gals, on the 12-month chart, the fourth candle, just go to the first all-time high right here back in 2013. This was the bull market top, and then just count 4 candles. Bear market, red candles, bear market, and then bull market. So we got a top 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth candle is the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth candle is the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in the fourth candle now, but we have 2 months and 22 days left of this.
Okay, that's where I want to get to. You said until it does it different, then we will know that there's a change. But on what you're showing us now, I see the last candle normally is a long one. So why this one is so short still?
Interesting that you say that. Huge pump to the upside, 1000x, 100x, 20x. So this is called the laws of diminishing returns. These bull and bear market cycles, they're not getting as high as before. Let me just find a tool here that I can use. So what we have is curvature happening, right? So we have a top, a top, a top, and a top. These tops are getting lower. I mean, they're still making higher highs, but they're not having huge parabolic moves as much as more. So this was that candle. And we opened this candle at 28K for Bitcoin, and we went up to 68. And that was it.
At the same time, is it possible for it to start going down before touching the top resistant line?
Yes.
Big line?
Yeah. So in other words, we have 2 months and 22 days left of this candle.
Okay.
But the highest it's been so far is 126K, which just happened a couple days ago, last week. That could be the top of the bull market. It is possible. What would happen is this candle would just continue to go down, 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 down for the next 2 months and 22 days. And then the next candle would open, and then that would probably be the beginning of the bear market. That is possible. But we have 2 months and 22 days left, which means this candle could also shoot up all the way to 200,000 before the end of the year. and then start to go down. So I can only tell you where the top is after this candle prints. And that means at the end of 2 months and 22 days, whatever the top was the top. But see, look at this one. This one shot all the way up to 68K right here, and then came all the way back down to 46K before the next candle printed. This one shot all the way up to 18K, 19K, came all the way back down to 13K before the next candle printed. So this was the top, but it did this before the end of that cycle. So I can only tell you that there's 2 months and 22 days left of this candle. I can't tell you where the top will be.
Yeah, but is there any possibility for it to touch the resistance line at the top before it drop?
Up here?
The big resistant line you have from the
Up here.
previous
Up here?
yeah.
Is there a possibility? Yeah, I mean, I
Yes.
guess everything's possible, but I would say this line right here is the most likely, which would be the 178, 180. And this is the next one at 555K. That is possible. That would just bring us, all that would do would be correlating with this. The 178K would be the 1.6 on the Fibonacci. The 550K would be the 2.36. Every single bull market in the history, we've hit the 1.6. All of them, except for the last one, we hit the 2.36, which is only 2 out of 4. So we hit 2.36, we hit 2.36. This time we did not. But all of these, we hit the 1.6. So if we hit the one, and we're already in phase 4 here. So if we hit the 1.6, it'll be 178K for Bitcoin. If we go through that, we can hit 255K. I mean, 555K. But we did not do it last time. And that is concerning. There could be a lot of reasons. Could be a lot of reasons. We had COVID and we had FTX collapse. We had a lot of strange things happening. Maybe that's why. But we won't know. This is also possible that we don't hit the 1.6, even though we did it every time. I mean, we did the 2.36 every time until last year. Maybe we don't hit the 1.6 this time. Maybe the top is in. I don't know. But it's net. But rather than me saying that, I'm going to stick with what it's always done. It's always hit it. I'm going to expect that it's going to sometime before the end of the year. That would mean one more big giant parabolic move to the upside, but not all the way up to up here. It would probably be right to about here.
Hello, Nico. Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Okay. Isn't reversal kind of the same as hedging it? Like if I do reversal on my bet, doesn't it close out the long and turn it to a short? And
yes, it closes it out.
I've lost the short money, right?
Yes. If you're in one trade, and it's not the same as hedging. Hedging is 2 separate trades, one long and one short.
Yes.
A reversal is you're in one trade and it's going negative against you, and you click the reversal button and it flips it, and you go long from wherever you flip it. You're going to take the loss at whatever time you actually hit that reversal. It's going to close that trade out, whether you're long or short. I mean, whether you're positive or not. And whatever you are positive, you'll get the profit. Whatever you are negative, you'll take the loss, and it'll immediately enter the position the opposite direction.
Okay. And there's no way to like set a limit order or a price on that for it to flip.
No, I don't
think so. Okay,
I mean,
great.
you could set a limit order to close it out. That's called a stop loss or a take profit target. And it'll close the trade out, but it won't automatically re-enter you in another direction.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nico, for your patience. I have another question. That's and when you go on the daily on Bitcoin,
Yeah.
do you see a possibility of cup and endo on the daily?
Right now, I see a falling wedge.
Okay.
You talking about here?
Yeah, do you see like a big W or something the last
There is a big W, yes.
Yeah.
But we did
Okay.
we already broke this W. So let's just look at the W. So we see a W,
Okay.
and here's the top of the W.
Okay.
Okay. And if we draw a line from the top of the W to the deepest part of the W, somewhere down there at the bottom, right? We already broke to the upside and already hit that level.
Oh,
So
okay.
this W, we don't need to worry about that anymore. That's over. It's already done its thing. Now here we hit the top, the bull market top so far, the all-time high, 126. It's also it just so happens to be the top of the upward trending resistance. and we're in a falling wedge. Falling wedges are bullish,
Okay.
but you have to wait for the breakout. Now, how far will it come down first before it breaks out? We're hitting that 117 we were just talking about, which I said it will probably hit. And it might bounce here. This is the daily, so these lines are not going to be that. It might bounce and come back down. It could go all the way to 113.5 and bounce and break back out here. But generally, these usually break to the upside. So what I'm going to do, I know it's going to be boring for the next couple of days, waiting for a breakout, guys. But this is where the big money's at. Not trying to catch the, not trying to trade inside of this channel, because you don't really know if it's going to go to the top or the bottom. It could open up a new candle here, and instead of coming to the top, it could just drop further. So you
Thank you,
don't.
Nico. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You don't want to go long or short in this channel, in my opinion. I'm going to wait for a breakout. And the breakout to me is it's either going to break to the upside, I'm going to go long, or it's going to break this overall upward trending support to the downside. And to me, that's going to mean something totally different. And, we'll be talking about that. I mean, we'll have our next call on Monday before that happens. So I wouldn't worry about it. But that would mean more bearish dropping happening. But this is bullish. This is a bullish falling wedge. They tend to break to the upside. All of these have. There's another one right here. Boom.
Nico, I have a question.
Yeah.
A couple hours ago when we had that big crash, and I have a lot of altcoin trades. One of them, the World Financial Liberty, wigged down below my liquidation, but it did not take me out, and I'm trying to figure out why. And it's still active currently.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that fell right out of that wedge, didn't it? This is World Liberty Financial. This is Trump's oldest son's crypto and exchange.
Right.
Where was your liquidation?
I was at a 0.17 entry and my liquidation was at 1.15.
Yeah, you got lucky. I don't know why that didn't trigger. Unless you're on cross. Are you on cross margin?
Yeah, I was on cross.
That's why.
Oh, okay.
So cross will let you go further negative. When you're trading on cross, guys, by the way, what is cross? What is up here on leverage? Cross or isolated? I always trade on isolated because isolated will isolate my potential loss strictly to my margin. So whatever I'm betting on that trade. So if I'm risking $1,000, the very most I could lose is $1,000. But if I'm on cross, it will go past $1,000 and it'll just, if it keeps going down, it'll just keep going until I have no money left in my trading account. You're allowing it. Now that's only if you don't have a stop loss. If you have a stop loss in place, the stop loss will still take you out wherever you have the stop loss. But I do not recommend trading on cross unless you have a stop loss. It should never hit your liquidation. In other words, you should have had a stop loss somewhere between your liquidation and your entry. But if you must have been at high leverage if your liquidation was that close, or if you didn't have a stop loss, but you just got lucky that it didn't trigger. But I think it's because you're on cross, and cross will just continue to go.
Okay.
It'll just continue.
But he probably doesn't have a liquidation though. If it hit that 0.15 and it didn't liquidate. Usually when you're on cross, it actually, like, if you don't have, even if you do 50x leverage, a lot of the times you don't have a liquidation at all.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what, did you see it on the screen, liquidation, or you just think it was there? Who was it that had that problem? Who was just talking a second ago about their liquidation not getting hit?
Oh yeah, now it's at 0.11. Yeah, I still see the liquidation on the screen.
Okay, so maybe it was your stop loss that was up here at 1.5. Maybe you did have a stop loss and it just didn't trigger. Did you have a stop loss or no?
I think I did, but it didn't trigger.
But if you're on cross, then you pretty much your liquidation is zero. Your liquidation is when you get to zero money on that trade. So I would not trade on cross unless you have a stop loss.
Okay.
Chad and Bill talk about that. Get on the basics call. And right now onboarding is going on. So if you're brand new, you shouldn't be on this call. You should be on onboarding, but get on Bill's basics call and he can go over the difference between cross and isolated and the best way to use them. Because we do have some members in here that trade on cross all the time and do very well. You just have to know. You just have to understand.
It's the only way I trade.
For those of us who are trading a lot of altcoins, you're kind of forced to trade on cross, the way that the margin requirement differs from each and every coin, right? But if you're trading on a margin, a coin M margin, it really makes no difference. You're isolated to it regardless. But if you're trading USDT margin across several different altcoins, you pretty much have to trade on cross. And then obviously it doesn't affect us because we use a stop loss. Now, in the altcoin liquidation sub-account trades, we're intentionally setting up sub-accounts and using the liquidation of that sub-account as the stop loss. So just want to clear up any confusion on that.
Thank you, Chad. Someone asked, what is the next level of support for XRP? I would say 266, between 266 and 270, where it's at right now. And then below that, I would say 233, $2.33. You're welcome. All right, guys. Normally I would be wrapping it. Chad, did you have anything else you want to add? I didn't know if you just got on here or not, or if you're good. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. We've been on for over 2 hours. The onboarding call has already started. Obviously, I already announced that a couple times here. So if you're new, you should be on that. The links are in the chat. It's been a pleasure. If you have any more questions, ask them in the main chat. But I think we're about to bounce here, guys. XRP is hitting a major support level at 270, somewhere between the 266 and 270 range. And I think that we're looking for a bounce there. I will definitely post a signal if I think that we are done with the drop. Otherwise, we could have some more dumping to go first before we hit that bounce. But don't be scared or worried about that unless you're in a long position and you have no stop loss. If you're trading that way, then you are basically just, a rebel without a cause, which sometimes you got to do before you learn your lessons. But other than that, have a great rest of your weekend, guys. And I will be in the chat. If you have any questions, just ask them in the main chat and tag whoever it is that you want to ask by just putting the at Nico or at Chad or at Bill, and or go into the help desk. Or you can send a DM, but if it's an emergency, I wouldn't send me a DM because I'm not checking them constantly. So ask it in the main chat, tag my name, or ask it on this live call when I'm here for 2 hours straight. It's very difficult. Don't get mad at me. If you ask me a question in a DM after this live call that I've spent 2 hours on and I don't get to it right away, don't get mad at me. I just spent 2 hours answering any questions I possibly can. So because I don't immediately go and just work another 2 hours asking questions after having a live call. So if it's an emergency, just ask it in the main chat or in the help desk. Bill will get to you much faster in the help desk. All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Nico.
You're very welcome. I hope that was helpful for you. Make sure you get on all the live calls, but go, if you're new, just, rewatch the recordings if you need to and ask questions, ask lots of questions. You will get it, guys. It will click. But what we're doing right now, because we're hitting all-time high territories, we're waiting for a bounce and we're waiting for a breakout of these wedges that we're in. And that's the biggest move. So sometimes it takes a little patience to sit on your hands and wait for those breakouts. And I know you're anxious and you want to trade, but sometimes you'll lose money over trading or trading in between breakout periods. There's no reason to be doing that unless you just want to practice. And if you're going to do that, just do it with very little money. So you're not risking too much. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the chat.